Hi, I'm Saquana, and welcome to Culie's Kitchen. On this episode, we're going to make my famous Cajun spice seasoning. So delicious. And guess what? It has no MSG in it. That's right. So let's get started. This is what you're going to need: salt, granulated garlic, paprika, crushed red pepper, granulated onion, black pepper, organic chili powder. I'll tell you why you need the organic in a moment. Thyme, and of course, cayenne pepper. So go grab those ingredients, pause the video, and come on back when you're ready. Okay, so you're also going to need tablespoon, teaspoon, and a jar to make sure you have your seasoning all mixed together. So let's get started. Crazy, I know. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of salt. Next, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic. Now, I like to use granulated garlic instead of garlic powder because granulated garlic kind of has a rougher texture to it, and the spice is a little more pungent. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of this. Next up, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of paprika. Now, a lot of people will probably wonder, oh my goodness, why so much paprika? Remember, paprika isn't as spicy as like cayenne pepper or chili powder. It just kind of adds a little extra flavor. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of that. If I can get it in a jar instead of on my counter, huh? Next, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper. You're also going to need 1 tablespoon of granulated onion. And the same reason I use the granulated onion versus the onion powder is for the exact same reason why I use the granulated garlic versus garlic powder. Next, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of black pepper. To use the organic chili powder because most chili powder, if you read the ingredients, it's going to say spices or natural flavors, and usually that means that it contains MSG. So when you get the organic chili powder, you don't have to worry about that because everything in it is truly organic and you don't have to worry about the MSG. So you want to use 1 tablespoon of that. Next up, you want to use 1 tablespoon of thyme. Now, I like to use thyme, but if you're a person who doesn't really like thyme, another option you can use would be oregano, or you can use Italian seasoning. And last but not least, you're going to use cayenne pepper. Now, let me tell you about my cayenne pepper. For those who don't know, I'm from New Orleans, and where I'm from, we like it hot and we like it spicy. So this cayenne pepper, as you can see, is actually in a bag. That's because this isn't something you can find in your local grocery store, your local Walmarts or Kroger's or Resource or Piggly Wiggly or even Winn-Dixie for that matter. But this is something that you can order online from the company called Star West Botanicals. Now, they have all kinds of organic seasonings that you can order both in a pouch format like this, or it even will come in jar format as well. Now, their prices are pretty reasonable, just depending upon how much you actually order. And a lot of their organic seasonings can be used for cooking in your kitchen, as well as even medicinal purposes for medicine. Okay. Now, this cayenne pepper that I have has a heat unit of 90,000. Yes, I said 90,000 heat units. That's quite some heat. And yet, that's still even on the lower totem pole for heat. Some even go up to 125,000. Now, if you're using cayenne pepper from your local grocery store, it probably has maybe 20 or 30,000 heat units. So for this recipe, because it is 90,000 heat units, we're not going to use tablespoon. I'm only going to use 1 teaspoon. But if you are using cayenne pepper from your local grocery store, then you want to use at least a full tablespoon of cayenne pepper. But don't do that with this one. I'm going to make sure it's exactly 1 teaspoon. So once you have all of your ingredients in your jar, you can just go ahead, close your jar, and shake it all up to get everything all nice and mixed well. Now, if you didn't make it in a jar because you want to make a lot of it, you can also make it in a bowl. Just make sure that you have a whisk available so that you can whisk all of the ingredients together, okay? But you want to shake it up really, really good. Now, I made enough, just maybe I want to say for maybe 1/4 of this jar, but if you double your ingredients, of course you can fill it up more. And always remember, when you put something in a mason jar, to always put the date on it. Now, this seasoning will last for about 6 months inside of the mason jar. So after you make it, always be sure to put your date on your label so you know exactly when to get rid of it. But this is a key point. If you make this size jar and 6 months from now you still have seasoning in here, then obviously you made way too much, sister, or you're not cooking right. So make sure you make enough for how you cook, okay? If you're not someone who's always in the kitchen, then please don't make this much because it's gonna go bad. So again, this is my famous Cajun spice seasoning, which you can use on hamburgers, chicken, but you know, I don't really eat those kinds of things, but they are definitely really good when you are doing French fries, if you're doing mashed potatoes, and especially when you're cooking some greens. Oh, talk about delicious. So I hope you enjoyed spending this time with me in my kitchen today, making my famous Cajun spice seasoning. Be sure to come back with us on next time, and don't forget to check next week. We're going to have our What's in Your Pantry video series. Thank you for joining, and once again, welcome to Q Lee's Kitchen.